Okay. You have to keep watching the mid-morning show, and it's a fantastic Monday morning right here. And you are watching us live. This is the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State. This is the mid-morning show, the Monday edition, and we welcome you. I am Adetuke Olale.
Good morning to all our beautiful viewers out there. You're welcome to another brand new episode of the mid-morning show. My name is Tolakbo Olaomi. How has been your weekend? Because mine was, I would say mine was a fantastic one because I had lots of rest. There was no event,
so you were resting all through.
I was just resting all
Well,
through.
for me, it was all about the World Cup, and I was able to see a whole lot of drama
on
the pitch. Strategize to look through what we are might be missing in this new week. We have to start on the right note. We have to ensure that we're on the right path so that the right starts. We start with the right thing and ensure that we have a fantastic week. And on the Mondays edition of the mid-morning show, it's conversational. We bring in topics that will push us to make us realize that there are a whole lot of things that we need to pay attention to. Pay attention to our health, pay attention to our physical being, pay attention to our mental health. Whole lot of conversation to change the way we think and make our society a better place. And today's topic is a unique one. It's a topic that is relevant and is taking over the entire space. I know you'll be wondering, what's the thing that is taking over the entire space? Well, it's got to do with our health. And the topic today says, can AI replace your doctor? Before, we thought it was just Google. You know, when people have headache, they go to Google. I'm having these so symptoms. And Google will say it's heart attack or it's cerebral something. And everyone say, yeah, Google take me, you know. But now we have the AI. And people are being questioning how right can the AI be? How the truth is, we will not erase the fact that AI is no longer new. It's come to stay with us, but now it's within the health sector. You think it's just within the media space and all that. Now it's within the health sector. We have AI who helps doctors sometimes to detect diseases. We will have them infused into machineries. Another one is that we will have virtual consultations.
Virtual.
You know, we also have chat box. You can have them on your phone and talking to you like it's your doctor. You know, so the question is, how ethical is the usage of AI in our health? And can AI really replace doctors? I was talking to my mom a few days ago, and she said she had headaches, the back of her head, and that she just went to ChatGPT and said, hey,
ChatGPT.
You're no longer using Google. She said and it was a very nice conversation. I said, hey, machine.
It's a whole lot, really, for
So
me,
there's a whole lot that we are going to address today. Can AI really replace doctors?
It's a whole lot because coming from, like just what you said, it's been something that's really rampant nowadays. You know, whenever anything is wrong with our body system, people tend to go to Google, AI, ChatGPT, like she rightly said, with her mom. But the main question today is, can a machine truly understand your symptoms the way your doctor can? And can it really show empathy?
Yeah.
Because that's one thing I feel is really lacking, you know.
Yeah, the empathy. And also, can it really, for people who don't even have access to proper healthcare system and all that, can AI be used as a tool to ensure that, yes, they too get proper healthcare?
Absolutely.
Since it's garbage in, garbage out for AI.
Exactly.
So this is a lot. And a lot of people are talking about AI. They have no idea what AI is.
They have no idea. And so that is why we decided to check this topic. And the highlights of what we'll be talking about today is what AI really means in the healthcare system.
And can it replace?
Yes, can it replace? And how is it being really used? Or what are the benefits? What are the limitations? What are the risks? And most importantly, what does it really mean in Nigerian context?
Yeah, so that's what we'll be discussing on the show today.
Absolutely.
But before that, we're going to go into the feature for the day, and it's the hidden heart of your computer. Stay with us.
Every day, billions of us switch on our devices, phones, tablets, laptops, expecting them to simply work. We open files, send messages, and stream our favorite shows without a second thought. But behind every tap, click, and command lies a silent conductor orchestrating the entire performance. The operating system, or simply the OS. The operating system is the translator between human intention and machine logic. When you click a file, type a sentence, or play a video, it is the OS that interprets your action and instructs the computer on how to respond. It manages memory, runs programs, and coordinates every component, from the tiniest processor chip to the largest storage drive. Without it, your computer would be nothing more than an inert collection of metal and code, a silent machine waiting for instructions it cannot understand. In essence, the OS is the brain of the computer. It keeps everything in balance, overseeing multitasking, security, and communication between hardware and software. It is the reason your apps can run side by side without chaos, and your device can process countless operations in an instant. The story of operating systems begins in the 1950s, long before personal computers found their way into homes. In those early days, computers were massive room-sized machines filled with blinking lights and endless switches. There were no friendly icons or cursors, just raw code. Programmers had to write every instruction by hand, line by painstaking line. Then came batch processing systems, which allowed computers to, in Apple's case, an elegant graphical interface. Then came Windows, transforming sterile black text screens into colorful landscapes of icons, folders, and click-friendly buttons. Suddenly, computers were no longer the exclusive tools of scientists. They belonged to everyone. Through the 1990s and 2000s, the rivalry between Microsoft Windows and Apple's Mac OS defined an entire era. Both systems made computing personal, intuitive, visual, and essential to modern life. For many, Windows became the reliable companion of office work, spreadsheets, and email. For others, Apple's design-forward interface embodied creativity, innovation, and art. Operating systems were no longer just background software. They became part of who we were. And while they looked different, their goal remained the same: to make communication between humans and machines as natural as possible. Then came the 21st century, and with it, a revolution that changed everything again. Computing broke free from the desk. Android and iOS brought the power of a desktop computer into the palm of your hand. Suddenly, the OS wasn't just managing hardware. It was learning to understand the user, our touch, our voice, our preferences. From GPS navigation to digital wallets, the operating system became people, not the other way around, a monumental step toward human-centered computing. But even the most trusted systems must one day retire. As technology races forward, older operating systems eventually reach their limits. They can't keep up with faster processors, new security standards, or smarter applications. Software companies phase them out, ushering users towards newer, safer, and more capable versions. For many, this transition is more than technical. It is in which servers run the internet itself, keeping websites, apps, and networks alive around the clock. Without them, the digital world as we know it would simply stop. Tomorrow's operating systems promise to go even further. They'll live in the cloud, powered by artificial intelligence, learning from our routines and adapting across devices in real time, cure our data, and seamlessly connect our digital experiences from home to work to everything in between. From the command line to the touchscreen, from bulky desktops to wearable devices, the operating system has evolved alongside humanity itself. It has shaped how we work, play, learn, and connect. For over half a century, these silent systems have powered our progress, guiding us from the age of code to the age of connection. And though their names will change, from Windows to Mac OS, from Android to systems yet to come, their mission remains the same: to bridge the gap between human imagination and machine intelligence.
Feature talking about the hidden heart of your computer. And now we now know what the hidden heart of our computer is. And today on the show, like we said before, it is can AI replace your doctor? We've seen a whole lot of people have AI as their paddy. We now have virtual consultations online.
Having communication, doing some analysis and inferences. So now imagine your machine or your computer doing this instead of humans, or having something similar to what humans actually do. So that's just like the general meaning of artificial intelligence. And it applies to every sector, healthcare inclusive. So there are a lot of things we do as humans, as professionals, or healthcare experts. So we expect artificial intelligence to do some of these things. So that's where we see AI in healthcare.
But what are those daily or normal things that AI is being used for in the health sector? What are those common tasks that AI is being used for in the health sector?
Yeah. So the way we look at it is, why are these people? Why are the people using it?
Okay.
Right. So that's more like serves as an assistance to them. It helps in clinical decision support. It helps them to summarize, to write reports, to automate some tasks that are meant to be done manually.
Okay.
So, but when it comes to the patient themselves now, you see a lot of people go to ChatGPT, Claude, and any AI out there just to ask questions they could have actually asked doctors themselves. And even lately, you'd see people uploading their lab results to AI to get interpretations. Like these are things that usually we expect the professionals, the physicians to do.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that's how the two parties use this AI in healthcare.
Okay, so basically you are saying that AI is there to assist doctors, not replace them.
Exactly.
Okay, so now coming from a personal point of view now, I'm throwing this to you on a personal level. What really boosted, or what would you say made you get interested in AI, apart from being a medical doctor?
Yeah. So, well, my own personal motivation really is, do you know why doctors are cool, right? Is that they tend to save lives, right? So, but do you know what's better than that? What's cooler than that? Can you like save 1,000 lives at a time? So that curiosity interested me. So I would rather look for a way to save as much lives as possible at a time, because there is so much limitation to what a single doctor can do. So it's more like empowering myself, looking for that extra superpower that is achievable.
But now, they say that AI is what we feed the AI, that the AI gives out. So AI speaking is what the experts have infused in it, have trained it to do, is what is giving out. So can we say that it's still safe to even trust the AI?
Well, that's not totally how it is, right? Because before now, what AI used to mean has changed, or let me say has evolved. AI has really evolved,
right? There used to be a time before generative AI when it is garbage in, garbage out, like you said.
Okay.
Right? So, but now that we have generative AI, it's still similar to that. But the difference now is that it has the ability to generate information by itself, rather than it giving you what you are giving it.
Okay.
So that means you might give it the right information, and it still tries to get creative in the name of hallucination, right? Although that can be largely controlled, but theoretically, to a large extent, you can't totally curb hallucinations. So that means it can still try to get creative on its own while you are giving it the right information.
So we are giving the AI the opportunity to act like a doctor.
Well, to get creative with information, because when we say doctor now, right, there are a lot of activities doctors do. So, but people generally are trying to limit the activities of a doctor to question answering. But when you go to the hospital, you realize that they are doing more than that. So just the conversation with the doctor is just a small percentage of what they actually do. Then you realize they tell you to lie down, they check some parts of your body, they ask about your family, they probably even know you before. Maybe they are your family doctor or something. So they have a more important context about you than question and answer. So they tell you to do some investigations, come back, they check the results. So they perform surgeries, right? They prescribe drugs. They do a lot more than just question and
just
answering.
the consultation.
Exactly. So if it's just the consultation part, well, AI is being trained, right, to, act like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So that you can be able to do consultations, ask questions, and it's going to address some of your concerns.
Okay, so looking at it now from this point of view of empathy, now, doctors in a real life situation can be able to empathize with their patient. Now, is it possible from your own points of view now that AI can empathize with patients with what you said now?
Yes and no, right? And it's largely yes, why it can be trained to do that. So because AI is a tool that we train. So we have general purpose AI, then we have trained AI. General purpose like ChatGPT is not only answering medical information, it's also answering mathematics information.
Yeah,
so it's not so fine-tuned to work as a healthcare expert per se. But a lot of startups now are already training AI to perform those specific functions. So part of the things they add, like, is an empathy. So that's why if you use some AI chatbots, medical AI chatbots, you might get some of those empathies from them. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, so looking at it, like, because I feel like the areas where medicine is performing really well, we really need to go deep into that. As an AI and machine learning expert, which areas do you feel that, okay, AI is really, really performing really well, absolutely well when it comes to the healthcare sector, especially in this country now?
Okay. So when it comes to this country, we've tried as much as possible to also evolve with the current AI evolution. So if this was, say, 5 years ago, I would say there were a lot of limitations. But now we've really been trying our best, and as much as they can now, they are able to answer questions well, right, with relevant sources, credible sources, right. So they can also do image recognition, image analysis. More like, have you tried uploading your medical lab results to AI? It can analyze it for you.
Okay.
So, well, it might not have the other context in the sense of your physical body that it can use to augment that information, but at least is able to perform that task. Then it can do some automated activities, right? So, okay, it can schedule visits. So you would like maybe a patient to come back. There can be an AI agent for that can schedule visits, send reminders to patients for doctors.
Instead of doctors stressing over such matters.
In the company where I currently work, so we are even doing something like, it's going to predict when you might likely have some conditions and prepare you for it.
Wow. Okay.
Right? Then it can also tell you when you will likely exhaust your medications and prepare you for it. So you realize that it's just doing a lot of taking a lot of burdens from us.
Okay, so would you say now that AI generally in the healthcare system, the advantages is much more than the disadvantages? Because I believe everything that has an advantage also has a disadvantage. So from your own point of view, would you say that the advantage is much more than the disadvantage?
Yeah. As of now, is at the detriment of your health. So a mistake is at the expense of your health. So you really don't want that. In as much as, yes, we believe the advantages are more than disadvantages, but we still don't want those disadvantages because the cost is so much.
So much, yeah.
Yeah.
So can we now say that, you know, they say, okay, that AI can detect diseases.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes, because detecting disease means maybe diagnosing disease.
Okay.
Right? There is a lot that goes on in diagnosing disease, even if you go to meet a doctor. A large percentage of it is from the conversation you have with the doctor. They get as much information as they can. They ask you to do some investigations. So that's as much as it can do. It can take those information. It can also take those investigations, but it can't examine you. It has been able to do, let's say, 70% of the work. So
Anyway.
there are some conditions
Yeah.
that can now be diagnosed by those 70%. However, it's not enough because the doctor still needs to check some parts of your body to then come to the conclusion of what the actual diagnosis is. But it can have, there's something we call differentials in medicine. These are working diagnoses. If it's not
cars and heavy-duty vehicles, AI has been introduced to create models. You know, the engineers believe that at some point they can run out of ideas, so they use the AI to create models. And at the end of the day, we have seen these fashionable cars that we see now. But they made a point that it wasn't the AI who did the building, but just gave the model. So can we now say that we have that infused in the health sector now, that, okay, experts do the research, they put it to the AI brings out a new technology, even a new drug as well. Is that really happening now in the health sector?
yes, but that is also being controlled.
Oh.
Because we don't want a situation where AI is training AI, or AI is actually yes,
true. AI training AI.
And if you notice, as much as possible, we want to be in control of this. So they are trying to control the rate at which this development actually occur, because it can progress to become something uncontrollable if proper care is not taken.
Yeah.
But yet, it's also being involved in healthcare.
So I hope it's not that now that patients are seeing everything right at their doorstep, anywhere or any part of the world that they exist. So are we now saying that if they have the use of the AI, they might be lazy enough to go to the hospital? Is that not a setback?
Well, yes, actually, because we've also noticed that patients are kind of getting more aware these days. They come to you and you start wondering, are you the doctor or the patient is the doctor?
They give you information.
Exactly. So they kind of know a lot about what is going on. And that makes sense. But we have to share awareness and let people know that. And if you notice, in those AI, to tell you, this does not replace your doctor, it will give you proper disclaimer. So we need people to be aware that it does not stop you from actually going to meet your doctor, because you need to confirm if that is actually what is. You might just have a headache and AI will be telling you have cancer or something.
Yeah.
So
True,
there might be
true.
over treatment if care is not taken.
Okay.
So that means you still need to consult with the expert, which is the doctor in this case.
So
Okay.
they still need to go
They
to
still-
the
All right, but looking at it like, how reliable would you say that AI-powered tools, or how reliable, let me put it like this, how reliable do you think they can really be? Would you say that AI-powered tools are 100% efficient and reliable or not?
Okay, so we can't have 100% reliability. And we can't have 100% efficiency. But if used well, you can achieve close to 80%. And that's distinction in my own case. Right?
Anyway.
Well, it's just how we use it, right? We have to maximize the use and know the limitations. So if we can focus on this and use it well, we'll be able to use it as it should be used. So we can't have perfection in AI.
Okay, so you said something about limitations just now.
Yeah.
Now, looking at the limitations and the risk now, how do you think AI can be really limited, you know, when it comes to the healthcare sector? Because there are lots of things going on nowadays, like what my co-anchor said earlier, you know, talking about someone who is really going on to ChatGPT to ask questions about their health. Now, would you say that the limitations, you know, and risk is really much from your point of view?
Yeah, well, it's also, this is relative.
Okay.
So we have the Nigerian part, then we have the global part. So, and there are limitations actually across this, but it is more when it comes to Africa or low resource settings than how it is globally.
Okay.
Because there's something we call bias. So, and bias introduces risk.
True.
Because although like when we see around like 3 to 4 years ago, when we didn't have so much data coming from Africa, AI was really biased. It knows more about the white person than the black person.
African. True.
So if you have like a skin disease and you give AI, it might not recognize it, right?
Because it doesn't have the information.
Exactly. And even at the time, it didn't have enough information about malaria because they don't have malaria there. So now imagine there are a lot of conditions like that are specific to our own region. So the bias is there. So but now, as it has been able to, but you know, it's still, the bias is still obvious now, right? But it has been better than before. So in that case, that's one limitation, which is bias. Then again, resources itself, because when we talk about data itself, is also resources. This data we use to train the models. So, and we are still building, but our infrastructure is not there yet to be able to build a perfect AI for our region, but we are still developing. So these are the things that actually introduce these limitations.
Okay, so you said something earlier about, you know, surgeries and drug implementation for patients and everything. Well, I saw a video online that technologies now doing surgeries.
Oh.
To, you know.
No. Please don't answer that.
So what do you think about that?
Well, there is something we call robotic surgery. So, and robotic surgery is not totally being handled by the machine, right? There is a tele-robotic surgery where there is a doctor at the other end that is controlling what is now transferring the information to the robot itself. So the doctor is doing the handwork, while is transferring the information to the robot that is doing the surgery. The doctor can be in Nigeria and the surgery is going on in maybe USA or vice versa, right? That's one part. Then where AI is also involved there, but where AI can come in terms of actually coming up with the idea of doing the surgery, it has not really. Well, it's even in developed countries that they've really integrated this AI into their system. Patients still queue to some extent. Do you understand? So, not to talk of Nigeria, where we are still struggling with these resources to integrate AI. So, it cannot totally take that problem away because when you look at the patient-to-doctor ratio, WHO recommendation is one doctor to 600 to 1,000 patients. Currently, we have worse than one doctor to 10,000 patients.
Wow.
So we can imagine what we want AI to come and do here, right? So checkups, that can be handled, but because we see a lot of people come down with a lot of diseases, right? Because of lack of information and awareness, which AI can produce. So these are different ways AI can really help to reduce the burden.
Okay, so looking at it, I still want to dwell more on the disadvantage of AI because I know there's a possibility of error and misdiagnosis. Now, what do you think can...
The one that is actually cancer, right, but it's telling you that it's not cancer. So in that case, it's like false negative. So when it comes to errors in medicine, we are more concerned about one than the other because at least if it's telling you that this is a problem, you will go to the hospital to confirm. In that case, you will get attended to and the right thing will be done. But the case is telling you that you should not worry, then that means you will keep getting worse at home without going to the hospital. So those are two ways that the errors can come, and the consequences are also vary, right? But what would happen ultimately is that when you would also notice that the conversation is not flowing again. So, and it just means you have to go to the doctor to actually confirm what's going on.
Okay, so I feel like so many people out there are really over-reliant on AI and technology when it comes to their health. Because I've seen instances whereby, especially this app ladies use. I've seen instances. Example, I have a friend that, you know, she was going through a app and she was late to say her period and all sorts. And she discovered through the app that it was really late. Though she was not pregnant, though. Later on, we got to understand that she was not pregnant. But, you know, the over-reliance on the technology, isn't it getting too much? Because people feel like, I've not seen my period, I've not seen this, I've not seen that.
The next thing,
they are already, you know, skyrocketing their emotions and everything. So what do you think personally on that?
Yeah, so it's still how, you know, one thing about humans is that we tend to go for the easiest method, right? Because we can easily pick our phone to chat ChatGPT, rather than, and that's what is happening. So, like I said again, is to create awareness, to really let people know that these tools you're actually using, you should not rely on them totally, right? Even the people that know how to use this, because it also depends on how you can use it. A lot of people cannot even, you know, define or describe what is happening to them. If you're having like a teleconsultation with someone, what is going on? Describe the headache linked to a human. So what now happens if you're explaining to AI?
Of course,
right?
It can give a very...
Exactly. So we are relying on this too much for people that really don't know how to use it very well. So we first of all, the awareness needs to be in categories, teaching people how to best use it, when to and when not to. Then when to actually take actions, right? ChatGPT is a good thing because it shows that you are concerned about your health. That's the first action, but it's beyond that. So you know when to take your action further to actually go to the hospital and know exactly how to best manage your condition.
Yeah, but now that we've had all the information, we know that there's awareness, we know that the AI has come to stay, but how big or how it has been able to change? Are we now saying that AI is really doing the job? Or we are still, especially in Nigeria, is the AI in the health sector still dominant, or is just in the intro phase?
Well, I would say it's still in the intro phase because we've not even used the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot to still be
For real?
For real?
Yes.
I'm already seeing it.
There is a lot to be uncovered. There is a lot to be uncovered in AI.
Wow.
In the current technology, there's still a lot of untapped aspects of AI in this current technology. And the way it's improving, I don't know how to describe it, it's so rapid.
Wow.
Right. One of the fathers of AI said in his Nobel laureate discussion in 2024 was saying that in the next 5 to 20 years, we might be able to achieve something we call artificial general intelligence, right? Although some people believe it's a myth, but what they mean by that is that
artificial general intelligence. It's going to happen because, of course, we've seen AI train AI.
A lot.
So,
well,
but it
what
could happen.
They mean by this AGI is that, you know, what humans can do, basically everything is doing it. So it can see, it can hear, it can converse, it can interpret, it can reason, we're actually getting there. Why some researchers believe that that's just a myth, it's not possible. Some are of the strong opinion that we are getting there.
But let's not forget that even the AI was a myth.
Exactly.
Exactly. It was a myth years ago. So we can't write it off.
Exactly.
But it's so nice that we know that the AI is not working alone.
True.
All right, it's still the Mid-Morning Show. We'll be going on a short break. We'll be right back.